What's good, everyone? It's MJo23Dan. Welcome to the Sneaker Reminisce, where we take regular, everyday people and discuss sneakers as well as the culture through their eyes. No athletes, no influencers, no boundaries. Just raw feelings and emotions. I hope you enjoy.
Choose the sword, and you will join me. Choose the ball, and you join your mother.
Oh my gosh.
So, story, what immediately comes to your mind?
I don't know, man. This is one of those shoes that I think when not just sneaker people look at it, everyone looks at it. It makes them think of, Jordan and how he changed the game. I mean, basketball was boring to me before. So it's got a lot of different things. It's got sneaker impact. It's got basketball impact. It's got just modern culture impact. And it looks beautiful the way it is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I try to keep it clean. I got it from a guy on Instagram and for a really good price. With the box, and with the box,
Yeah, and see, that's part of it too,
it's real tough, especially with the box and the paper in there, and the collars on the back look, real clean still. I've probably only worn it once or twice, and just put it back in the box. I didn't want to mess around too much with it because, OG ones are one of those shoes that you can wear and they won't crack on you, disintegrate on you like OG 3s and 4s. You got to get those swapped and stuff. But OG ones, with the rubber outsole, midsole.
But just look at the cuts, how thick the cuts are. You know what I mean? You just don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's really one of those shoes that really, it looks better in this condition than it does in perfect dead stock, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the history.
Yeah.
Original laces?
Original laces.
Oh, jeez. You can tell. Not gonna put any real laces on this?
No. Sorry.
Oh, man.
So yeah, these are the 94, and you can kind of just compare a little bit between the two shoes. You have that vintage look with the 85 and then with the 94. Like, these are dead stock and they're very clean. So I know that the collars are different. Like, it's kind of that smooth leather.
Yeah, that's another thing I noticed.
Whereas with like the OG, it's leather, but it's like painted on. I don't know, with a different type of style paint. Like, it doesn't. Like, the 94s don't even look like they would crack on you, really. Another one of those clean shoes.
The leather just by touch feels a little different, to me.
Because these babies are like full grain, man.
Yeah.
But, the 94, it's still a really great shoe. It protects it very well, so... at the time when they were doing retros and stuff, in 94, with the 1s, 2s, and 3s, yeah, they did those real nice.
See, that just, to me, like, I see that shoe and it invokes, like, emotions. You know what I mean? Like, I think about 85. I was freshman, sophomore in high school. Very impressionable. Into sports. Couldn't tell by this, but played basketball. And, man, this just changed everything. Like, I think it combined basketball with culture, with hip-hop. And, like, this is one of those. It's not the sole thing, but it kind of combined all that for me. So that's what I think about when I look at them.
Yeah. And that's what's great about it, because, you can tell the stories and the history and, what you were doing at the time and all that.
Like, I remember him going on David Letterman, and Letterman asking him, he got the breads, he said, why can't you wear them? And MJ said, well, there's not enough white in them. And David Letterman, without any pause, said, well, it's just like the NBA. So,
yeah.
I remember that, man.
It's the shoe, not the color.
Oh, not the color.
Anything to do with
okay,
the
but what's wrong with the coloring? What rule do we violate here?
Well, it doesn't have any white in it.
Uh-huh. Well, neither does the NBA.
So I remember all that stuff. It's one thing sad to be an older head and can't get around as good as possible and stuff. But man, those memories, like, I look forward to like the young kids now talking about LeBron and KD and them like we talk about MJ.
Yeah, that athlete influence is always something that's key. When it comes to signature shoes and stuff. Double Down showing me pictures of the OG 11 that he just sold last year.
Yeah, so these are 13s. I was a 13 when I had them in 95, 96. I'm a 15 now, so my foot grew in my mid 30s. So I couldn't wear them anymore, and I like to wear my shoes. Plus, this was one of 4 shoes I kept. I sold my whole collection when I got married, everything, because I got a house, and wanted to do the family thing. And although I was still into shoes and appreciate them, I wasn't collecting anymore. So, so I sold my whole collection. I did kept my Concord 11 OGs. I kept my Taxi 12s. I kept my Playoff 12s, and I kept my Pippen 1s. Definitely these were kept on purpose. The other ones kind of just got lost in 8 different moves. But when I started wanting to recollect again about a year ago, I said, well, I can't wear them. I'll let someone else enjoy them. So I sold these Taxi 12s, the Playoff 12s, and my Pippen 1s, and that got me started to recollect. But definitely on my list to get back again. This is another shoe along with the one.
In your size, though.
In my size, yeah.
Even tough, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of, even if I get original 11s and I can't wear them, I still want them to be in a 15. I'm going to put them on my foot, because to me, when you look down, that's a view no one else gets. Like, I get to look down on my shoes, and that's what I think of. So, man, but these, I remember waiting in line at Copeland Sports in Fresno, and it was raining. I stood in the rain. Only one other guy came and got in line with me, and it shocked me that no one else was in line. No one really camped back then, but and I got him. I took him home, and I literally did this for like 2 hours. I just stared at him because that contrast, that patent leather. There were not. There's rope laces everywhere now. There were not laces like that back then.
Yeah,
I mean,
these are one of the first shoes. Well, the 12s had them in the 10s, but the really thick laces like that?
Yeah, and they're really, really fat. And they're actually called, Jordan 11 laces. They don't call them rope laces because they're so fat. Oh, man. This was another shoe that crossed boundaries. Like, I hear stories that, Jordan wanted a shoe that you could wear out. Tinker designed it, and someone said, like, Boyz II Men performed on the Grammys and they were wearing them, and it didn't look weird. But I remember wearing this at the mall and quack, quack, just necks breaking everywhere. Like, what are those? Because it wasn't social media back then. Holy crap.
If they ever remaster this shoe, I would love to see Boyz II Men rock them out on stage.
Yeah.
Just for old time's sake, you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of like the Jordan on Letterman thing. I remember that, the Boyz II Men wearing them. A lot of people now remember the retro when kind of stuff went crazy and when the shoe game changed. But back then, it was a different type of impact. It was just pushing boundaries. And that's what Jordan Brand does. They push boundaries.
Yeah.